Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're good. I'm Thomas, this is Tech Productions, and you are watching my mock review of Daarken's The Incredible. There are some really awesome LEGO Disney themed mocks out there, and this one is no exception. After getting just 3 official LEGO Incredibles sets, and with them all being juniors, I wanted something cooler to represent the Pixar superhero movie in my collection. The Incredible is Mr. Incredible's stylish ride that gets him around. It has a stealth mode that makes it look like an ordinary run-of-the-mill sedan, but can be converted into the perfect ride for a superhero. It was packed with features such as a rear jet turbine, enemy tracking GPS, passenger ejector seat, and even a suit changing mechanism. It is unknown what actually happened to the Incredible post Superhero Outlaw, but Bob was told that it was beyond repair, much to his disgust when seeing it up for sale years later. Designer Daarken uploaded the mock to Rubricable in December 2018, and I have to say it caught my eye immediately. Showing pictures of the car being built physically is always a plus, as renders can sometimes be misleading about their practicality. The instructions cost £7.50 and comes with an alternate curved hood build, which was an update Daarken added later on. Overall, the general presentation of the instructions are really nice. I have to say they're pretty easy to follow, but you can tell they have been generated by an automated program. For example, a step will require you to add a piece on, but then a couple of steps later you'll have to remove that piece to get another on. It's nothing I had a problem with understanding, it was pretty easy to follow. One thing I did really appreciate was the addition of actual pictures and annotations of particularly tricky parts, especially with the greeveling on the underside of the car. That made those parts a lot easier to understand. The mock consists of 771 parts and will cost around £80 to compile all the parts new from Bricklink, which is actually great value for a mock of this size. The build time was approximately 3 hours, as there were a couple of parts that were very tricky and a lot of the pieces for the build are quite small as well. The build, despite having a place for 5 minifigures, is not in scale. And here is the Incredible. I'm really happy with this looks awesome. So we'll take a look, start at the front and work our way back. We've got the grey grills here, which look really nice, and then we work our way up. We've got the headlights, some really nice curved pieces, all forms the headlights there, which is really nice. The front bonnet here is a curved one. It does actually come with a straight one. The curved one was a updated design by Daarken. He added that a bit later on, so that's really cool. This is on like a little bit of a hinge piece here, so it can give it that slight bit of curve. It's a bit fragile, so you just kind of got to be careful with it a little bit, but that's really nice. This medium azure color looks so good. Like, it looks so nice. It pops beautifully because of the generally all black design on this, so that's really cool. Working our way down the sides, we've got some doors here that open ever so slightly, not all the way. They can open a little bit there, so that's quite a nice feature, but not much movement to them. The weakest part of this model, and it's the bit that I can't actually get to properly connect, is the roof. So I've kind of just placed it. You've got 4 clips on this roof piece, all that I've got to try and clip very carefully all in one place, and I just can't do it. There's 2 bars at the front here, and then at the back there's these pegs, and because it's on an angle it's just really hard to do. I haven't been able to put it together, so I kind of just rest mine on there somewhere close, and that's not too bad. But yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but is what it is, I guess. So for the next bit we'll just take the roof off. So the interior space is really nice. There's plenty of room. You can seat 5 minifigures in here. You've got the display screen there, that red button there, which sends the Incredible absolutely flying. That's the button for its booster engines. You can retract these seats, so you could reenact the scene where Mr. Incredible leans back and changes his suit and stuff, but I have noticed, because it's on the ratcheted hinge pieces, it's quite it's quite a strong connection, but the model around that area does seem quite weak, so it does kind of break some of the core of the model. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing about with that too much, but yeah, the best way I think to get the minifigure seated inside inside the chairs, if you lift the handle up, put the figure in there, you can move the steering wheel, did I say handle? I meant steering wheel, back, and then you can pull the hands down to it, and then you've got Mr. Incredible riding in his car, but it just looks massively disproportionate. But yeah, so he's got quite a lot of room in there, which is really nice. But yeah, like I said, there is room to fit 5 other figures in there if you so desire. Working our way back, we've got the engines around here, we've got some detailing on the door as well. Ooh, knock that part off. Another really fragile part of the MOC that I will get to in a minute. But yeah, you got the engines here. This technique around here is very illegal, but it's really, really strong. So you use some clip pieces and you kind of like wedge them in between these cylinder blocks. It's really weird, but yeah, it takes some doing, it took some getting used to. I wasn't quite sure about it on first, but the instructions detailed it really well. It does take a lot of force, because like I said, it's an illegal connection, but it does the job and it keeps it there really well. It's there's one, the technique is used twice, one to clip this piece in here, and one to connect the engine to the frame of the car, which is really nice. Maybe to show you. So in here you've got a 2x2 cylinder brick and a 2x2 cylinder plate going the opposite way on a Technic axle, and that is just a 1x1 modified brick, plate with a clip, and that kind of wedges in what is that gap there. Like I said, very illegal, but it does the job, and it's a really strong connection. So I mean, if it works, right? Pop that piece back on there. Some more detailing here with some nice silver pieces, and then working our way to the back, you've got the engines and the booster engine there, which is really, really nice, tiled off really well, looks really cool, really sleek, and just matches the car really well. So there's actually some detail, a lot of detail on the bottom as well, which I think Daarken just went above and beyond here. There's so much like greebling and texturing for the bottom of this that it's just so unnecessary because you don't see it and it's a display model. So yeah, you've got loads of little pipe works, some grey pieces all in here, and just generally loads and loads of detail in the bottom that just wasn't necessary really, but I can appreciate the detail. Mine isn't quite right. For one, that cylinder piece is light grey, that one in there, but I couldn't find one. I did order all the parts straight off the list, but I seem to have missed that one out, so that's my bad. It's very fiddly, some of this. This is probably the most challenging part of the build, is getting okay, now everything's falling off. Okay, so getting these whip pieces all linked up, that takes quite a lot of doing, and all in here as well, that's quite difficult. I'm pretty sure my piece here isn't quite lined up right, something's not quite right, which was quite tricky to get right, but I think for the most part I've got it down pretty well. Another part that is quite delicate, as you can see here, is starting to come away. So these sit on some finger clips here that connects this whole bar down the car, which works really well and it's really nice. But then when you come to put this lasso piece in, or whip piece, don't know quite what that's called, it's on a snot plate up in there. I don't know how well you can see this because it's all black, it's quite dark, and it doesn't quite line up with this, but the instructions say to clip it together, but it doesn't quite work. So I just kind of keep it on top because I don't want to force it too much. I've tried forcing it and then that just comes off, and then you get a whole problem like this, where it all starts to come apart a bit. So yeah, that's the bottom of the car. I'll put the engine back on. That's only a 2-stud connection on the engine, so that's why that can come loose a bit, but for the most part not too bad to try and fix and get put back on. So that's pretty pretty alright. But overall, yeah, the car looks really good. It's definitely, like I said, a display model. You can handle it a little bit, but as you can see there, as I was trying to show you guys the bottom and stuff, pieces did kind of start to fall off. So for the most part, I would just keep this displayed on a shelf. I think it would look really nice. And Mr. Incredible, despite being horribly out of scale, does look really cool in the car there. So yeah, it's a really nice display piece. One that I'm really happy to have to my collection, and I think great value for coming in under £90. So yeah, I really like it.
Daarken has done really well in designing an accurate upscale model of the Incredible. The build, excluding the roof, for the most part is pretty sturdy, but it's definitely best left as a display model. I think the sleek all black style and charm of the Incredible have been captured really well here in LEGO form, and that medium azure detail at the front just pops beautifully. This set has actually increased my desire significantly for some of the Creator Expert cars, as I think this would look great lined up next to them. Mustang, I'm coming for you. In terms of value for money, this MOC nails it, with a purchase of mostly new parts due to some older, very expensive, or simply non-existent new parts listings on Bricklink, and instructions coming in at under £90. I think the build holds, wait for it, incredible value for money. Come on, I've held out all video for that one. But yeah, less than £90 for this is a must-have for any Incredibles fan or a collector of movie vehicles in LEGO form. I'm really happy with the build, but what's your opinion? A like for this supercar would be hugely appreciated, and if you like LEGO Disney content, then consider subscribing, as there is still plenty more to come throughout December. I'm Thomas, this is Tech Productions, thanks guys, see you next time. Oh, if you've enjoyed this video, then how about clicking that subscribe button right here? Check out some other LEGO Disney content up there, or maybe you'd like something Star Wars related down here. See you next time.